dug our own. Time's wasted, so now I must be leaving. I'm crawling outside the same way that I creeped in. And the rain falls down and it's heavy on my eyelids. Fall to the ground down the fucking drain. Maybe it's just my luck, but I got a spotless record. Oh, maybe it's harder to stay, and we got it all wrong from the start. Maybe it's all in the cards, just an excuse for playing. Oh, maybe it's all in our hearts. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying.
Hello and welcome to the AD2L Europe Season 8 Finals between Warning and Russian Mathematic, playing for a cool $50. This is an exciting game actually. Warning came up through the playoffs 2-1, 2-0 I think it was, and Russian Mathematic have come through 2-0, 2-0, so should be a good game. Looking forward to it. And we're already into the draft, so we'll take a look at what's going on. Warning got the first pick, chose first pick rather than which side, and they've banned out the Leshrak and the Lena, and Russian Mathematic responded with an Earthshaker ban and a Shadow Fiend ban. Warning picking up the Winter Wyvern early. It's a strong pick. It can turn a team fight. Everybody's seen it happen. There's a team fight going on, everything's fine for one team, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Winter Wyvern comes up, your carry blows up, everything goes into chaos, the other team starts winning the fight. It's probably one of the strongest supports in the pro meta right now, and I love that hero. I started playing it when it first came out, and just, I loved it. So we'll see what the response of Russian Mathematic is. We've still got, like, Gyrocopter, which gets banned and picked in loads of programs. Gyrocopter's still in there. Such an annoying hero, but pick up the Bounty Hunter, which that track gold is so OP. These fights, you start getting pick-offs, and if there's a bounty nearby, you get that track kill. That not only does the individual net worth start skyrocketing, but the whole team just gets bonus gold. The Bounty Hunter gets his items. As soon as he hits 6, that's when the game can turn around. If the Dire team are dominating, and then the Bounty Hunter gets his 6 and they get some track killers off, get some good pick-offs, then that's when you can see a hero like Phantom Lancer starting to get things like his Diffusal Blade and that thing. But the response from Warning is the Ember Spirit. Got the good wave clear with his area of effect. What is it called? Sleight of Fist. And also the Flame Guard blocks a lot of magic damage and does the area of effect damage.
10 seconds remaining.
And those Searing Chains can really lock down the Phantom Lancer, so strong pick against this hero. Likely to be played in mid. The Phantom Lancer, the safe lane. Bounty Hunter is usually, especially in the pro meta, played as more of a roaming, wander around, messing people up, and having a look and getting sight and seeing what's going on in other places. Generally being one of those pesky things that you don't really want to have to deal with, but and the Clockwork gets banned by Warning, and Russian Mathematic ban out the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter's a strong pick against the Phantom Lancer. He's got the wave clear with the Rocket Barrage, I think it's called.
10 seconds
and then Clockwork's just one of those heroes. You think you're winning a fight, and then out of nowhere from the trees he comes in, blade mails up, and keeps 2 of you in the cogs and stops you casting anything and that sort of thing. So good bans from the both teams. We'll see where Warning want to go with these bans. Russian Mathematic need their mid hero, so the Lena and Leshrak already being banned out, and the Shadow Fiend. So I'm thinking we're going to see somebody like the Storm Spirit maybe banned out. Templar Assassin is a strong mid as well. I'm I'm not really sure how a Templar Assassin does against an Ember Spirit mid, but you can also safe lane
Radiant
the
team
Ember
ban.
Spirit, I suppose. Even off lane the Ember Spirit. But usually played in the solo mid role. And disrupt a band by warning, so I want to deny some more supports for a Russian Mathematic.
10 seconds remaining.
And the dire draft's kind of open at the minute. It could go either way.
5 seconds remaining.
A lot of things that warning could do with this draft. And
Reserve time.
same for Russian Mathematic, really. They could offlane the Bounty Hunter rather than roam and support with it. But we'll see what they want to do. The thing with the Bounty is you can get invis and go deep into the enemy jungle, and even if you don't have the wards to put down, you can still get sight and see if there's any stacks going on and what sort of things they're going to get. And they banned the Bloodseeker,
Radiant team pick.
which everybody's played a pub against a Bloodseeker and they don't want to fight into it because it's a Bloodseeker. You get him down to like 2% health and he kills a creep and suddenly he's on full and he can turn the fight around. And it's just not great. So, strong ban. I'm not sure how Bloodseeker... I guess he's got the Blood right, which clears the wave of the Phantom Lancer, do quite a lot of damage on the illusions and find out what the real one is.
5 seconds remaining.
So a good ban from Russian Mathematic. And we'll see where they go with this pick.
Reserve
Running
time.
low on reserve time as well, so they might have to hurry up with this draft. 25 seconds left. So. Might want to look to pick up their mid hero, just so that they can get it in early.
Silencer.
And they go with a silencer. So strong against the Winter Wyvern because he won't be able to do anything unless he gets his spells off before the silencer can global. The Winter Wyvern in these fights might be left a bit useless, and the duration 6 seconds at level 3. So Winter Wyvern might have a rough time in these team fights with a silencer on the opposite side. So warning, might want to look for a hero who can hit the back lines and
10
jump
seconds
straight on the
remaining.
silencer. Someone like a... I wasn't going to say
Radiant
Darkseer.
team
I was going to say Spirit Breaker or even a Clink. Somebody like that who can get in the back and blow up the silencer before he gets too big. But Darkseer in the off lane, especially up against the Phantom Lancer, melee heroes struggle against the Darkseer. That Iron Shell, especially when you get 2 creeps on it, they struggle to get farm. He's rarely around, so Spirit Lance
10
won't be
seconds remaining.
effective to harass him. And a Darkseer can always get farm, he can move to the
5
jungle if he gets
seconds
shut down
remaining.
too much. I'm liking the Dire team draft at this point.
Reserve
Lots of
time.
counter picks. You've got the wave clear for the Phantom Lancer, the Darkseer to shut him down fair enough, like fairly enough
10
in the
seconds
learning stage.
remaining.
And if the Winter Wyvern can pick out the Phantom Lancer in a team fight,
5 seconds remaining.
and Spirit Breaker gets picked up by Russian
Dire
Mathematic,
team pick.
so that Darkseer gets a lot less safe, as does the Winter Wyvern. That bash being magic damage goes through the heal. So yeah, Spirit Breaker a strong pick. I suppose they're going to offlane it, so he'll be wanting to roam when he hits 6, maybe give up the lane for the Bounty Hunter.
10 seconds
Unless you
remaining.
offlane the Silencer, but the Silencer I
seconds
guess could be the mid. And then you've got the Spirit Breaker in the
Reserve
offlane
time.
with the Bounty Hunter roaming. Because if you have 2 roaming supports, it's a bit... you leave the lane quite weak. So I'd say it was the Phantom Lancer Silencer lane. And then you get a lot of harass from the Silencer. And Tusk, who
Radiant team
everybody's
ban.
played against the Tusk as well. He gets his Shadow Blade, he gets his items, turns up behind people and just kills them. So, you know, strong. If he gets the farm that he needs, then that's fine. Against the Spirit Breaker, he should be
10
able to.
seconds remaining.
He can spam out the Ice Shards,
Dire team ban.
keep the Spirit Breaker back. I'm not sure if he probably can. I think the Spirit Breaker can charge through Ice Shards just to get away. I'm not sure it
10
counts as a
seconds
stun, but
remaining.
the Snowball
5
saves.
seconds remaining.
And it denies Russian Mathematic from having it because you get the
Reserve
snowball. You get 5 people in a snowball. I don't know where I was going with that. I thought the Daxia was on the other team, sorry. And then you get a vacuum wall after a Tusk, but... So I'm not sure what the Tusk's going to do. I guess he's going to roam. Have a little wander about with the Winter Wyvern. And Techie's banned. Yeah, Techie's for the Bounty Hunter, I guess, if he's roaming around and there's bombs in the jungle.
Radiant team.
There's Zeus banned, so warning thinking that Russian Mathematic want a mid. And we'll see what they do, because Silencer can play mid. I'm not sure how strong it is. But maybe the Silencer is supporting the Phantom Lancer, and we'll see a more traditional mid picked up by Russian Mathematic here. And then warning.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess looking for that safe lane farmer, unless the Ember Spirit's going to be doing
5
that. But
seconds remaining.
I think they could find a stronger person to do that. Someone with some wave clear.
Wind Ranger at your service.
And Wind Ranger picked up.
Dire team.
So, Wind Ranger mid up against the Storm Spirit. Now, Storm Spirit more than likely going to be in the mid lane. The Ember Spirit farming the safe lane. But they could switch around. We'll see how they want to learn it. So, we'll go through the draft. We've got Balthazar on your Wind Ranger,
Prepare for battle.
Tavel on the Spirit Breaker, Fieldhund on the Phantom Lancer, Garrison on the Support Silencer, and Botchling on your Bounty Hunter. And over to the dire side and warning, we've had W exclamation mark 3/4 cubed on the Storm Spirit, Jimmix 123 on the Tusk, Hajadlo, I think, on the was that the Winter Wyvern? Yeah, the Winter Wyvern. Horosso on the Ember Spirit. I'm terrible with names. Horosso on the Ember Spirit, and Lumpeter on your offlane Darkseer.
30 seconds to battle.
Russian Mathematic 5-man smoke up in the dire side jungle. Storm Spirit stood on the rune spot, but this movement through here, and the Bounty Hunter's going to spot out the Winter Wyvern, and they're going to charge in on it and see what happens. There's 3 heroes stood about. The charge comes in. The Wind Ranger getting some right clicks in, but the Tusk puts up the ice shards, blocking, stopping the rotation of 2 of them. Storm Spirit and Darkseer both get the Bounty Rune, but this Winter Wyvern still being chased by that Bounty Hunter and the Spirit Breaker, and levels up the heal, level 1. So Garrison on the Silencer comes in as well, gets the right click, gets First Blood, but at the same time, double Bounty Rune for warning, so not a bad trade. And at the same time, Wind Ranger goes down. I think the Tusk had a part in that. Yeah, Tusk got the kill on the Wind Ranger, so.
Dire's courier
And the courier snipe by the Bounty Hunter. That's what you pick up the Bounty Hunter for. And Silencer coming into the mid lane. He's going to kill the Storm Spirit. So a lot of kills coming out early on. So that's a 1-for-1 for mid laners dying in this early game. And the Silencer's going to head to the bottom lane. Tusk sticking around the mid lane, but will head up top once the Storm Spirit TP's back in after that early death. This Sentry Ward, just in case the Bounty Hunter wants to pop in invis, pops his clarity, goes down, scopes out the Tusk, so, but just going to leave him there. This Bounty Hunter gets some nice rune control as well, so you can head to the runes early on, and he's going to walk right into this this ward, so the Storm Spirit knows he's there, but he gets the hit off anyway. The auto attacks from the Wind Ranger doing quite a lot of damage, but the Bounty Hunter stays way too long and he dies. And the uphill mischance, no RNG there, be able to wind run away. So support for a mid lane, not a bad trade actually, favouring Russian Mathematic, but the Bounty Hunter dying in the process. Still halfway through level 1. Tusk up in this safe lane.
Dire's middle tower is under
Standing in the
attack.
trees, the Winter Wyvern supporting this Ember Spirit. Top of the CS at the minute, 9 and 4 against the Spirit Breaker, who is doing quite well, 3 and 2. But then the supports have been out of the lane quite a bit. And the Ember Spirit tanking the entire creep wave to try and get on this Spirit Breaker. He had to charge up anyway, so
Radiant's bottom tower
not going
is
to happen.
under
And
attack.
in the bottom lane, Phantom Lancer falls to the Darkseer. That's what I was talking about with the Iron Shells. You're trying to get farm on your Phantom Lancer and it's just too strong. But it'll be able to TP back. The Silencer dropping really low, almost out of regen as well. Charge coming in now on the mid lane. Maybe just getting sight, this might be cancelled, but no, he's still going in. And cancels it just before he gets there. This mid lane ward from the Dire side being counter-warded by the Radiant ward. And these two wards up here. Scoping out any potential movements, especially a charge from the Spirit Breaker from the top lane. But Bounty Hunter's going to take that and get some XP, and probably won't get much farm up here, but we'll be able to sap some XP, especially invis, and get some sight, find out what's going on. And bottom lane, this Darkseer managing to dominate the Phantom Lancer in last hits. 18 and 3 for the Darkseer, and 12 and 3 for the Phantom Lancer. But this Iron Shell, you can't get close to get the last hits because he just takes so much damage. And
Dire's
mid lane,
middle tower is under attack.
Storm Spirit died again.
Radiant's bottom tower
Charge
is
coming
under
in.
attack.
On the Darkseer. We'll see how he plays this one. I think he knows it's coming in. He backs up quite a way, but he's just going to keep it going. Puts the Iron Shell down on the creep. Manages to hit him, but he does have a surge if he needs it. Wind Ranger coming in as well. But we'll just use the haste rune to back
Radiant's
up
middle tower
back to the
is under
tower.
attack.
And this Sentry Ward, scoping out the Bounty Hunter in the off lane. And he's not visible because that juke spot from the tree, but they saw that smoke and they know that he's around,
Dire's
so
middle tower is under attack.
not going to be able to get much out of that. This Darkseer, bit of harass, quite a lot of harass actually coming out from the Silencer, and the slow coming out from the Spirit Lance as well. We'll take it quite low, but the charge coming in will be cancelled once he hits the Winter Wyvern, but I think that's what they're going to have to do, is dual lane this top lane, or just leave the Spirit Breaker, get the Bounty Hunter roaming on mid. They know that there's a ward there to scout him out, so I think the best thing to do is just to head mid. There aren't any sentry wards up in the mid lane, so the Bounty Hunter might be able to get a bit more done. Illusion Room bottled up by the Storm Spirit. Immediate charge coming out, and the Bounty Hunter's invis as well. So, and they had the sight on the real one because the charge was coming out, and that's an easy kill there for the Wind Ranger. And there we go, snowball onto the Bounty Hunter, but the Bounty Hunter's invis, and they've got no sight. So 1-for-0 trade there for the Radiant team. But all the while, this creep wave being pushed behind the tower, and the Darkseer sitting on 29 last hits. He's got his headdress, so getting there on the mechanism. Boots and a soul ring, so should be fine for mana at the moment. Storm Spirit, Null Talisman in a bottle. Has died 4 times, so is to be expected. The Wind Ranger, phase boots completed with the Null Talisman as well. And this Bounty Hunter is deep. Charge coming up to the Ember Spirit, but I'm not sure if this is something that they actually want to go on. They've got the lane ward here, so they'll be able to see this. I'm not sure if they just want to fight into it, because they've got the Winter Wyvern there, and he just uses the chains to lock him in place so the charge doesn't hit. The Spirit Breaker taking an awful lot of damage from the Arctic Burn. But here comes the Wind Ranger. They saw this rotation with this ward, I think. There was no invis, so she's going to back up. And bottom lane, this buckler's completed now for the Darkseer, so about 600 gold away from completing the mechanism. Double damage now bottled up by the Wind Ranger, so we could see some play in the mid lane. Could pop that, get a solo kill on the Storm Spirit. 36-2 and 31-3, so last hits and denies in the mid lane more or less even, despite the Storm Spirit dying a fair few times. And the snowball comes in with the Tusk, gets the Ember Spirit in there as well, but Spirit Breaker able to charge away.
Radiant's top tower
We'll just
is
stop in
under
the mid lane.
attack.
And zip in from the Storm Spirit onto the Phantom Lancer, but managed to juxtapose away. Spirit lands onto the Spirit Breaker as well, and the Silencer goes to town on the Storm Spirit, doing a lot of damage. But in the end, might be too quick. Oh, and the Shackle cancels the TP. The Wind Ranger coming in.
Could be worse.
And getting the last hit on that. Well played with the nicely timed Shackle. But this Silence is doing an awful lot of damage against the Storm Spirit. And at the same time, Phantom Lancer manages to limp away. He's got his Ring of Aquila. Got his and that's another kill for the for the Wind Ranger on the Tusk in the top lane. Looks like they went on her. Be able to stop the Ember Spirit, but she's going deep. Also gets the Cold Embrace off from the Winter Wyvern, but the Ember Spirit goes down to the Wind Ranger before the Wind Ranger dies, so no XP for the Ember Spirit, even though he gets the gold. And the Spirit Breaker is just going to be able to walk out there. And the Storm Spirit, not having a fun time, 1 and 5, heads to the jungle to farm up those items. And a charge now coming out from the Spirit Breaker. Onto the Darkseer, but
Radiant's middle tower
he's going to stop in the mid lane and farm that up rather than going all the way in. This Bounty Hunter, halfway through his level 5, so that trap is going to be online soon, but warning, use the dust as well and it'll easily pop. TP now from the Wind Ranger. Going to miss the power shot though and just back up, farm this creep wave. Ember Spirit, top of the net worth chart. And the Shackle shot misses from the Wind Ranger, and he'll be able to just walk away. Level 7, no remnants yet. Not leveled the remnants. But I picked up a Ring of Aquila, a Quelling Blade, Power Treads. And Point Booster Rogue Club picked up by the Wind Ranger, so it looks like she's going to be rushing the Ags. Gets a lot more damage from the ultimate. Can push towers basically by herself, and this wrap around here onto the Darkseer. The charge goes off as well, so he's going to bash, but no, the ultimate comes out. I don't know if that bash got cancelled or if the Darkseer was too quick. That looked really strange. But the Darkseer falling. And the kills across the map fairly even, 9 and 8, favouring Russian Mathematic. Charge coming out on the top lane. Probably going to have to cancel this one. They know that it's coming, so probably going to stop in the jungle, and he does. Farms up that creep. And Wind Ranger now gets the shackle shot off, and it latches. She's going to use her ultimate on this, and close for the Ember Spirit there. Manages to get away. The vacuum now onto the Storm Spirit, but he's just going to be able to run away. But the Storm Spirit comes back in, and he's just going to be zipping around, hitting the Spirit Breaker, and he's going to bring him down. Nothing that the Wind Ranger could do.
Dire's bottom tower
No
is
mana
under
to speak
attack.
of, and that's a free kill for the Storm Spirit, and that's where the Storm Spirit can make it back.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You see players like Sumail get dominated in the mid lane early on, and then they come back with like a 8-minute Bloodstone and that sort of thing. It's horrendous.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So this tower,
Radiant
top lane,
structures
being
are
fortified, but
fortified.
there's not a lot that the Radiant team will be able to do about it. This mid tower as well being pushed, but this top tower is.
Radiant's
Ember
top
Spirit getting the
tower
last hit
has
on that, so a
fallen.
nice little bit of gold. And a charge coming off from the Spirit Breaker, but he's going to cancel it when he notices that he's going deep. There are two heroes. There are two heroes in the top lane, and two heroes converging from the secret shops. So there's a Tusk and a Darkseer. They could snowball in on this if he gets the Searing
Dire's
Chains off
middle
on the
tower
Ember
is
Spirit,
under attack.
but doesn't look like they want to commit to it under the tower.
Dire's structures
Especially
are
with the
fortified.
Wind Ranger pushing the mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Uses the ultimate. Not going to be able to bring it down, but can push this lane out. But these heroes,
Dire's middle tower is under
the Bounty Hunter, get scoped out in the mid lane, and they get dusted up, and that's straight away the snowball after the Ice Shards. And the Darkseer can just chase him down. He's got the movement speed, but here comes the charge. Ultimate going to be popped. But the Winter's Curse stops him from casting the ultimate, and they're just going to run away, but they would run straight through into the wall. The Storm Spirit chasing as well, zips through both of them, and is able to zip around, getting the overcharge damage as well. And that's going to be a 4-for-0 trade in favour of Warning. Silence are going down in the bottom lane. And a 1,286
Radiant
gold
structures
swing.
are fortified. Radiant's
And
middle tower
this
is
mid
under
lane's going to go
attack.
down. There's nobody there to defend
Dire's
it.
bottom tower is under attack.
And yet, there you go.
Radiant's middle tower has
About a
fallen.
4,000 gold advantage for Warning. 3,000 experience difference. So this early game, the first 15 minutes of the game, favouring Warning on the Dire side. Boots of Travel picked up by the Phantom Lancer. So going to be the split push build, pushing out the lanes, TP into another one. Ember Spirit on the hunt, looking for the Wind Ranger. Isn't going to be lucky and find him though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And this Darkseer able to do a lot of work. He's got the Surge, so he can just, especially on the Bounty Hunter, can chase him down fairly easily. Now, Wind Ranger coming in, getting the wraparound. Man, it misses the shackle on the range creep, but pops the ultimate onto the Ember Spirit and will chase him down, but doesn't have the attack speed. Doesn't have the damage. We'll have to back away. And, top lane,
Radiant's top tower is
that
under
is
attack.
Darkseer Tusk, taking out the Spirit Breaker once again. And this is a rough Spirit Breaker game. But the damage coming out onto the Ember Spirit manages to remnant away, saved by the snowball, and they go straight onto the Silencer, who pops the global silence. The juxtapose from the Phantom Lancer, but oh, the Winter's Curse, managing to take down the Silencer in the fight. Pops the vacuum, doing a lot of damage, bringing the Phantom Lancer down really low, and the zip in from the Storm Spirit is going to be able to bring him down. So again, a 3-for-1 trade. And that turnaround from the Winter's Curse shows how strong it is. The Spirit Breaker charging in, he can smell blood.
Tower is under attack.
He's got his ultimate up, so pops it straight away, and that'll be a dead Tusk, but it's a consolation
Radiant's
prize.
bottom tower has
Tusk
fallen.
for the tier 1. And now all Warning need to do really is just go around as a 5, wait for Russian Mathematic to start these engagements and then collapse it on them as 5. Phantom Lancer got his Blade of Alacrity, but 600 gold, so going for the Diffusal Blade, but way away from it yet. Is the Wind Ranger farming up the Ag still? Got the Intelligent Staff of Wizardry. So almost there. Just needs the Blade of Alacrity and about 300 gold, and she'll have the Ag Scepter. And if Shadow's picked up by the Spirit Breaker. Bounty Hunter still sitting on an Orb of Venom and Brown Boot. Track is online, picks up a double damage. So these track kills, if they can find any kills, once the track goes off, that gold graph should start picking up a little bit. It's plateaued a bit, 6,000 lead for Warning. And the Ember Spirit almost there with the, well, not almost there, but getting towards the Battle Fury. And the Storm Spirit going for the Orchids. Can zip in, silence somebody. Spirit Breaker looking to go on this, but the ult goes off on the Phantom Lancer straight away, and he juxtaposes out of it, and he's just going to run away. But here's the Spirit Breaker. Ult somebody, but gets sucked into the snowball as well, so can't do anything really. And this double Iron Shell doing so much damage on the Phantom Lancer. This is just going to take it down. Charge comes out. The ultimate from the Wind Ranger as well. Not going to do anything with the heal from the Winter Wyvern, but the Tusk will end up going down. Shackle Shot latches, but they just have to run through the wall and get away because there's not a lot they can do. The Vacuum comes back onto the Silencer, and Silencer's going to fall as well. The Darkseer with his Blink Dagger picked up his mech, took a lot of damage but managed to get away. And the Winter Wyvern just going to TP off. Gets tracked up, but all the while top lane being pushed out by this Ember Spirit. TP in from the Phantom Lancer, but I don't even think he wins this engagement. Once he gets his Diffusal Blade, then it's going to be no trouble for him to take out the Storm Spirit, take out the Ember Spirit, but at the moment he's not that strong. And especially once the Ember Spirit gets his Battle Fury, that wave clear on the illusions will be a lot easier for him. Silencer cancels a TP straight away. I don't know if that was a misclick. I don't think he meant to do that. But straight away the Storm Spirit comes in with the finished Orchid straight onto the Silencer and manages to take him down before the Silencer can get anything off. And this D-Ward gets straight away D-Warded, and the Darkseer can start pushing this bottom lane out. So, top 3 of the net worth at the minute, all sitting on the Dire side. The Ember Spirit at the top. But once they start getting these track kills, and as I said, track kills, the Wind Ranger gets a kill on the Darkseer in the bottom lane. Just an overextension, I think. But these lanes pushed out a lot in favour of the Dire side. Wind Ranger TP's in, but the Shackle Shot won't connect. But doing a lot of damage with the ultimate, and Spirit Breaker's going to charge in. Ember Spirit managed to Remnant away, but TP's back to base, and the Spirit Breaker's going to have to cancel his charge. And once again, trying to de-ward these wards, but gets zipped on straight away by the Storm Spirit and blown up. Still manages to get the ward, but all in all, where is the Dire side? 10 kills ahead now. And this gold graph, 10,000 net worth lead now, just over for the Dire side. And that's about a 9k. Yeah, 9.5k experience lead as well. Dire team.
Got it.
Heading into the Radiant jungle. Darkseer now with a gem, so the bounty hunter's job's going to get even more difficult unless he can bring down the Darkseer. Able to get counter ward properly. Well, this ward sees these three, so Radiant team will have to back up a bit, play a little safer, but zips in from the Storm Spirit and the Snowball straight away onto the Wind Ranger, but she's going to be able to Wind Run away and get away safely. And this Sigil is going to fall. Nice 90 gold for the Wind Ranger there. And Battle Fury picked up by the Ember Spirit, so the illusions from the Phantom Lancer, he's going to cut through them really easily. Already 10.5k net worth on the Ember Spirit compared to the 8k of the Phantom Lancer. But he's got his Diffusal Blade, so now once he starts getting in these big fights, he should be able to take down some of the dire side heroes who rely on the mana to get away. People like Storm Spirit and Ember Spirit. This Diffusal Blade should do quite a lot of work. No Bloodstone yet for the Storm Spirit, but getting there anyway. Already picked up the Orchid, Point Booster, and the Soul Ring. Silencer smoked up in the mid lane. So there's the Wind Ranger. Track goes out straight onto the Storm Spirit, but when he pops out of it, zips right in, tries to cause a bit of pressure, but no follow up from the Storm Spirit, no sight, and pops the dust that they had. Storm Spirit able to bottle up a bounty rune, and Storm Spirit will be able to find the Phantom Lancer, but zips away before any of the minus mana from the Diffusal Blade will proc. So that's what the Storm Spirit has to be careful about now, is this Phantom Lancer, once he gets a few hits in, we'll just be able to whittle down the mana. But vacuum wall straight onto the Silencer, Walrus Punch to finish it off. And now these dire heroes can chase into the Radiant jungle, but Wind Ranger manages to TP away, and they're not going to get another kill. Ember Spirit heading to the mid lane, gets tracked up by the bounty hunter. Aghanim Scepter picked up by the Wind Ranger now as well. Spirit Breaker just sitting with a Claymore, a Stout Shield in the air. 3 charges on it. Not too bad. This wave clear. But they get the Shackle, and the Shackle lands, but straight away get the Snowball in onto the creep wave just to save the and the triple Remnant blows up the Wind Ranger straight away, and they get a kill on the Silencer, and the Bounty Hunter goes down as well. Walrus Punch goes on to the Spirit Breaker, and that's a 4-0 trade. Spirit Lance comes out on the Storm Spirit, but it's not going to be enough damage. There's no follow-up. Oh, the Spirit Lance actually kills the Storm Spirit after saying that. Good game called by the Spirit Breaker after that death. And the mid-tier 2 is going to go down. Phantom Lancer. The sole survivor. Has a Yasha, has the Boots of Travel, but unable to use them really. Because if he goes around using these Boots of Travel, this Ember Spirit can just put up Remnant back to places, and then just the counter push is really strong for this Ember Spirit right now. He's got a Yasha, he's got an Ultimate Orb, so get in there on the Manta style. But this Battle Fury doing work. And all of a sudden,
Radiant's
Phantom
bottom
Lancer
tower
second
is
in the
under
net
attack.
worth, 2,000 behind the Ember Spirit. Storm Spirit sitting really deep in the Radiant jungle, but he's just going to wander around. This ward scopes him out, he gets pinged out. The Bounty Hunter will spot him out, he gets tracked up, he gets charged as well, so this might be something that they want to commit to. But unless they get some bashes off, he's just going to be able to zip away, but the vacuum wall with the Winter's Curse comes out. One hero down. No heroes down? I was sure the Spirit Breaker was going to die. The Storm Spirit goes down straight away. Snowball in onto the Spirit Breaker will bring him down. And now the Phantom Lancer can clean up, gets the Tusk as well, but the Ember Spirit comes in, triple Remnant, takes down the Phantom Lancer, and then the follow-up takes down the Wind Ranger. Is chasing, manages to get the Sleight of Fist off, long-range Remnant, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, and that is a 5-for-2 trade.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tracks were used, but all in all, again, these 5-man engagements. I was sure the Winter's Curse would have killed somebody. He brought 3 heroes really low. The turnaround was amazing, but then all it took was the Ember Spirit to just come out of absolutely nowhere. Triple Remnant in and get a double kill and then turn on the rest of them. Vacuum Wall
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
into the Sleight of Fist. Searing Change, Bounty Hunter goes down.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And this Ember Spirit,
Middle barracks are under attack.
Searing Chain stops the charge, but the ultimate will go off. Shackle Shot connects as well, but the heal from the Winter Wyvern. The Phantom Lancer going on the Winter Wyvern instead of turning around onto the Ember Spirit. Will chase him down, gets blocked in by the Ice Shards, but illusions.
Radiant's middle
Enough
barracks
damage.
are under attack.
Manages to get there. The Ember Spirit just backs up. The Ember Spirit falls actually. Who killed the Ember Spirit? The Wind Ranger manages to pick up the kill. Gets 1,024 gold for the unstoppable streak. Man, it picks up the Chrysalis. Going for the Daedalus build. And that turnaround from Russian Mathematic. That's what you really need is the 4 heroes who aren't Phantom Lancer to focus the Ember Spirit, get some bashes off, get some lockdown, while this Phantom Lancer can focus on the backlines. You can bring down the Tusk really easy. The illusion's bringing down the Winter Wyvern. Storm Spirit in Vizrune isn't going to commit to anything. Just have a wander around, see if you can find anybody, but the Radiant playing it safe. They know what's coming in 10 seconds, so I want to play it safe in these low-down jungles. Storm Spirit, he'll just zip around, do the rest of them. But Bounty Hunter puts down a sentry ward. Isn't invis right now, so he could just get zipped on by the Storm Spirit. If there was any sort of dire vision around here, that was a dead Bounty Hunter.
Is under attack.
Puts down another ward, but 3 seconds left on Shadow Walk, and the Storm Spirit misses the zip, so won't be able to get the Bounty Hunter. But
Dire's structures are fortified.
Dire structure's fortified for this push on top.
Dire's top
But this
tower
tier 1
is under attack.
should fall. Doesn't look like there's going to be any TPs to stop it.
Dire's top
And
tower
that's a free
has
tower.
fallen.
And he'll TP back to base, heal up for this inevitable push, which seems to be coming. This ward scoping out all this site, and the Dire team, they're just going to head to Roche, get an Aegis. If they get an Aegis on this Ember Spirit, I don't know how they're going to bring him down, because unless he goes in on his own, it's alright bringing him down once and getting the rest of them to back away, but having to kill him twice, it's going to be a big struggle for the Radiant team, especially with the other 4. the initiation that they've got the vacuum wall into the Winter's Curse. And the Storm Spirit's going to pick it up. And there's the vacuum wall. 2 heroes down already, 4 heroes down. As soon as the tusk turns it, the Sleight of Fist comes out. Double kill from the Ember Spirit. And 4 for nothing. Radiant team heading over to the rush pit to see if they could get some pickoffs if anybody was low. And the vacuum wall. And Ember Spirit just going on these tier 4s. Phantom Lancer not really able to do much. He couldn't TB back for 10 seconds. And they're just going to have to give it the tier 4s. The base is getting hit, Bounty Hunter's up, Silence is up, but another 8 seconds for the Spirit Breaker and 14. Spirit Breaker just zips in, almost kills the Bounty Hunter in 1 zip. Shackle Shot will land. That Shackle Shot will land. GG well played comes out from Silencer, and that'll be the end of game 1, going the way of the Dire team, and Warning 1 step closer to that prize money. In the end, the Ember Spirit, with that wave clear, able to do a lot more in terms of farming, getting those early items, getting the Battle Fury, and then just able to steamroll. So, after that, we'll join you with game 2. I'll play some music and we'll be right back.
I'm circling the drain, but I'm picking these bones up, 'cause man, they don't live there today, and I don't wanna hear the fibers crack. 'Cause God knows I'd rather die than be dying is not a cliche, no sir, it is a logical preference, 'cause the way things were this year makes me think how good it all could be, and how well it could end. Maybe it's just my luck, but I got a spotless record. Oh, maybe it's harder to stay, and we got it all wrong from the start. Maybe it's all in the cards, just an excuse for blame. Oh, maybe it's all in our hearts. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying it anyway.
Ah, you reckon you grew up in a town that said reckon all the time, all your time so vile yet concrete. And I heard little rumors here and there, little peeps that you may never leave. I swear to God, if you never leave.
Well, here goes nothing, I mean everything. Fingers crossed every morning after a night of no sleep, wondering if there will ever be me. But I guess I'm doing just fine, texting you subs and haze with a smile or winky face, hoping to get the same. But I won't fucking wait for you to stop lingering. You got to cling to this town that you supposedly hate, and though it kills me to say, if you get stuck, well, I'm just gonna leave.
See ya, sucker.
On the corner of Canal and Broadway, where that huge sign says love me, is shrouded graffiti and the stench of weed. My heart just started screaming, what if she just never leaves? I'm just gonna go on without you, yeah, shredding me in half, but I'm not gonna lose you. And you the right to wreck everything. Look out, I'm on a search for self-destruction, crawling over the great plains of my cell phone contacts just to find a pretty girl to take home late at night to hold my sweaty palms and stuff. Heads up, because I'm always moving forward, and if sometimes I get scared, I know that I can look towards you. Back of the pack, but not back of my mind. And that's the worst part, knowing I gotta find someone new. Yeah, I said that I'm always moving forward, but my head's really on a swivel, searching for the tracks I made when I left you. And though it sounds like I lost what I got, what I'm really trying to say is I'm gonna get back what I lost. So you better tell your fucking heart to look out. Oh, these words were thrown together when I still had my faith in hand. Kept it in my back pocket with a change I had to spare. Swim through the skies when it's night, let the stars be my sea breeze. I love when the record echoes, reminds me of the trees. But I shouldn't have to say this to you. No, you know how to live life. This compilation of sayings and tunes means everything to me now. Oh, I cut me open, but you did all the pouring out. I discovered more and more of this world that I've been calling mine. No, I don't care what it takes, blood, sweat, or all my time, because I shouldn't have to say this to you. No, you know how to live life.
Hello and welcome back to this finals match
10
between
seconds
Warning
remaining.
and Russian Mathematic. Game 2
5
of the
seconds
AD2L Season 8 Europe Playoffs
Dire
Finals.
team pick.
Game 1 going the way of Warning. The Ember Spirit pick proving too strong, able to get the early lead with terms of net worth and items. Despite
Radiant
Russian
team
Mathematic
pick.
getting more kills, getting a few pick-offs in the early game. Once the Ember Spirit started leaving the lane a bit and going around, he was taking more people out. It's game 2, draft's underway, and we see the Earthshaker Shadow Fiend banned out by Russian Mathematic, and Leshrak Winter Wyvern banned out by Warning. Russian Mathematic go for a first pick Viper.
10 seconds remaining.
Not a hero you see especially
5 seconds remaining.
in the pro scene, but is strong, gets the
Reserve time.
movement slow, the attack slow, and does more damage the less health you have. Can also put him in the safe lane, put him in the mid lane, but it does mean that Warning could pick up the Ember Spirit again. We saw it in the last game. Safe lane carry Ember Spirit, and it did a lot of work, but I pick up the Lena
Radiant team pick.
and the Bounty Hunter. So
Dire team pick.
we could be putting the Lena in the mid lane. I'm thinking that the Viper's going to go in the mid lane too. And Lena has ridiculous attack range, so should be able to keep the Viper at bay, spamming out the fiery dragon. Was it fiery dragon? No, Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array. And then once the fiery sword gets
10
up, she can
seconds
just
remaining.
spam out the right clicks, and the Viper
5 seconds remaining.
should be able to sustain in a lane up against the Lena.
Reserve
But
time.
again, you could have the Lena and the Bounty Hunter as your dual supports. A few teams do that. Pick up a hero who you think is going to go mid, so none of the mid heroes you want to play gets banned out, and then right at the end of your draft you can pick like a Storm Spirit or an Ember Spirit, somebody like that who you're comfortable could win against the opposing team's draft. we'll just have to wait and see how they want to learn this this Lina. Personally, I play her in a mid lane role. I think that's where she's strongest. The stun's not all too reliable for a support, and there's more reliable stuns you can get for supporters. So. And then the Bounty Hunter wasn't able to get very far ahead in the last match, so we'll see if Warning are able to utilise it a little bit more efficiently than Russian Mathematic managed in the last match. Russian Mathematic picking up the Clockwork, which was banned by Warning in the last game. So maybe remembering that and thinking that's who they're scared of. Can also be used to hook shot straight onto the Lina,
Radiant team back.
with her attack range. Usually stays quite far at the back of the fight. Can also scope out Roshan, hook shots in, steals the Aegis, that sort of thing. And
10
Dazzle
seconds remaining.
being banned out by Russian Mathematic,
5 seconds remaining.
which if your Clockwork hook shots in on somebody, you don't want somebody just to turn around and
Dire team
easily
back.
be able to grove them and save them. And Gyrocopter being banned. This is a pretty typical ban, isn't it? If it doesn't get picked in the first round and isn't banned, then it gets banned in the second round.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tusk being banned. Tusk did a lot of work in the last match.
Radiant
There was
team
some
back.
clutch saves with the snowball, and he ends up being able to pump out a ridiculous amount of damage. Can snowball in, use the ice shards to block people off if you're going for things like Roshan. If
10 seconds
you're close to doing it
remaining.
and the Clockwork scopes him out, then they can
5
block off
seconds remaining.
the steps outside Roshan. Makes it a bit tricky for the opposing team,
Reserve
so that'll be
time.
banned out. And Russian Mathematic, again, using quite a lot of this reserve time. The first 4 bans and the 2 picks. Went down pretty much to the wire in the last match. Warning though, still able to pick up the Ember Spirit, and I'm not sure if Russian Mathematic want to see if that'll come out first and they can counter pick it, or if they're comfortable fighting into it and they just needed to shut it down earlier and didn't realise. But don't want to ban it. So we'll see where the Warning go with this banning. Ancient Apparition
Radiant team
strong at the minute. There's a lot of people playing him and a lot of people sort of pointing out his strengths. And Visage picked up.
Dire team pick.
So the Visage is so strong in lane. I feel like, especially at my bracket, I'm really low MMR, so the people I play against tend not to pick a Visage, but when you do get a game and somebody plays him, and they can play him, you forget how much damage Visage can put out. And if you've got somebody to follow up, so you get the movement slow
10
and a load of
seconds
damage, if you've
remaining.
got somebody like a PL who can Spirit Lance you, and that slows you
5
as well,
seconds
or a
remaining.
Storm Spirit who can zip after you, it does a tremendous amount of damage. Even a Spirit Breaker who can charge after you.
Radiant
So
team
Visage,
pick.
good pick. Once he gets the little birds, I'm not going to know any of Visage's spells. So Summon Familiars, Gravekeeper's Cloak, Soul Assumption, and Grave Chill. Yeah, so Grave Chill is the movement slow, and that does just
Drow
a
Ranger.
horrendous amount of damage. And the Drow picked up. I was going to say,
Dire team
and you can say, call me a liar all you want, but I was going to say Drow Ranger is the next pick. It's not banned. Drow Visage, really strong at the Dota 2 Asia Championships earlier on this year. It was picked or banned every chance people could get it. The Drow Ranger, the Precision Aura affects Visage and the Familiars, so you pump
10
out
seconds
a
remaining.
ridiculous amount of right-click damage from the Visage and the Familiars.
5 seconds
And Drow
remaining.
Ranger, she is squishy. She falls off a lot in the late game. I was watching an ESL 1
Reserve time.
game earlier, and they picked a Drow Ranger, and you get a lot of damage in the early game, especially once you hit 6. You can dominate the lane, But the problem is finding a lane for her to go in, usually the mid, but then there are stronger mid laners. The safe lane, she falls off a ridiculous amount. If you've got someone like a Bristleback who can tank up, then you can just bring down a Drow Ranger. The only problem is getting near her. If you get something like a Shadow Blade, that sort of thing.
Templar Assassin.
And Russian Mathematic answer
Radiant team
with...
back.
Well, the Witch Doctor was picked up after the Visage, and then the Templar Assassin. So, if I was Russian Mathematic, I would safe lane the Templar Assassin and put the Viper in the mid lane,
Dire team ban.
thinking that the Drow Ranger would go in the mid lane and the Lena would be a support. But you could safe lane the Drow Ranger, which means the Clockwork's going to be off lane against the Drow Ranger. The Drow Ranger and a Lena against the Clockwork, they're going to be able to get
remaining.
quite a lot of harass out on it. And Undying,
Radiant team.
the first time Undying's been banned but wasn't picked in the last match, and then the Phoenix ban as well. Two heroes who can do a lot of damage in a team fight. Tombstone gets dropped behind you and all of a sudden you can't run away and you're dying quickly. You can't do anything apart from focus the Tombstone, but then there's heroes hitting you. And then the Egg as well. Same sort of thing, you get the movement slow, you get a lot of damage. All you can do is turn around and hit
10
the Egg.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
And we'll see
remaining.
Warning 1. If they get the Roaming Bounty Hunter as the support and then the Visage as a support, that puts the Drow
Reserve
Ranger,
time.
I'd say safe lane, with the Lena mid. So they're looking for an off laner. I'm not sure, maybe the Bristleback would be a good pickup. Because then if the Clockwork hook shots onto the Bristleback's still going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Clockwork. And I want to see how Russian Mathematic, and they go for a Naga Siren.
Dire team pick.
It always happens that I don't know where they're going to lane and I sound like an idiot. But I'm going to say this Naga Siren is going to be a support Naga, off-lane Bounty Hunter, safe-lane Drow Ranger, off-lane Bounty Hunter. But I am probably horrendously wrong. And then Russian
10
Mathematic are going to
seconds
safe lane the
remaining.
Templar, off lane the Clockwork, and mid the Viper.
5 seconds.
I can't even
remaining.
remember what I just said, but that's what's going to happen. And Russian Mathematic need to pick up a second support. I'd like to see someone like a Lion, especially for the illusions. You can just use the mana drone,
10 seconds
kills them straight
remaining.
away. Good harasser in a lane, and they go for a Night Stalker instead. So, looking for those big snowballs. The roaming Night Stalker. And we'll see if my predictions were right. Absolutely 100% probably. As we jump into Game 2 of the AD2L Season 8 Europe Playoff
Prepare
Finals.
for battle.
Game 2. On the Dire side, we have Russian Mathematic and Balthazar on the Templar Assassin, Garrison on the Clockwork, Philhund on the Viper, Botchling on the Night Stalker, and Tayville on the Witch Doctor. And moving over to Warning on the Radiant side, we have Lumpator on the Bounty Hunter. We have 3/4 Cubed on the Lena, Jimmix123 on the Naga Siren, Horoso on the Drow Ranger, and Hejadlo on the Visage. I'm not seeing a smoke
30
from the Radiant
seconds to
team.
battle.
Not seeing a smoke from the Dire team, but we do have this wraparound with the Viper and the Night Stalker wrapping round into the Radiant jungle, but this Naga Siren might get caught out. Witch Doctor's here as well, so 3 heroes wrapping around the back. 2 heroes run straight across to the Templar Assassin and the Clockwork running straight up into the jungle, but the Radiant team able to back away. The Bounty Hunter in the top lane secures the rune,
Blessings.
and the Templar Assassin gets the rune on the Dire side. So, my prediction, correct. Bounty Hunter going up into the top lane. The Lina go in mid, and then this tri-lane we have the Drow Ranger with support Naga and the Visage. And we're going to see an aggro tri-lane come out from Russian Mathematic with the Viper, Witch Doctor and Night Stalker. So, try against try. Want to put a lot of pressure on these the Drow Ranger. Shut down her farm so she can't get much done. And that leaves the Clockwork solo against the Bounty Hunter. There's quite a lot of kill potential on the Dire side. You lead with the Cask. Wrap around like this. There's the slow, there's the Cask. Bounces off, gets an unfortunate bounce, but the Viper's just hitting from the back. Drops low, getting down to about 100 HP, but turn around and the Witch Doctor's going to die. So the Naga Siren.
That sets the perfect note.
Bit of an overextension from the Dire team, but liked where they were going. Night Stalker can spam out the Void a bit. Will Clarity up. I liked what the Dire were attempting to do there, but when they realised that the Cask had bounced to the creep, they shouldn't have carried on. But here they go on the Naga Siren. The Cask goes again. Viper hitting it from the back lines, and the Void, not enough mana, so Naga Siren's going to be able to get away as well. This creep wave pushing too far forwards. It's at the tower, and not really something that they can dive level 1. And Lina in the mid lane, going for the rune. Got the null talisman.
Haste.
About level with the last hits and denies. 10 and 2 for the Lina, 10 and 1, 11 and 2 for the 12 and 2 for the Lina, 10 and 1 for the Templar Assassin. But these runes being controlled fairly well. Haste picked up by the Lina, and the Templar Assassin will be able to refill the bottle. The early bottle coming out for the Templar Assassin. Drow Ranger sitting on 5 last hits. The Viper leading the way with 9. And the Cask comes out, bounces onto the Drow Ranger, but there won't be any follow-up. Bounces onto the Visage, but too far away to bounce back. And Clockwork getting a bit of harass, but pulls the creep wave under tower, so a nice lane for this Clockwork. Usually you get sat as a Clockwork in the off lane against the tri lane, and it's just horrendous. You don't get much farm. You get the levels, but you don't get much farm. So you should be able to trade fairly well against this Bounty Hunter. But now the creep wave's pushed up. Bounty is going to go ham. Jinder comes out. So does the Shuriken Toss, but a Clockwork can just sort of stand back next to this wave. Bounty Hunter taking some harass. Kites the siege creep. Mid lane. Lina just harassing back the Templar Assassin. And this is something that Lina can do. She's got a huge attack range, so if she gets a Light Strike Array off and then spams out the Dragon Slave like that,
Denied.
it brings off the refraction from the Templar in there. It's going to be a tough lane, I think, for the Templar Assassin. Still about equal on last hits.
I don't think so.
This Witch Doctor denying more than the Naga Siren and the Visage are, so Viper sitting high in the last hits denies, and Nighttime has hit, so the Night Stalker might want to be moving around a bit than what he is. He might like to see him head to the mid lane onto this Lina. She's gone really far forwards, but the problem with going in the off lane as a tri lane, the aggro tri, is you have to go this way to get the wraparound. You can't go this way because you can't. This sees you quite well and that sort of thing. But we're gonna push forward a bit. And first night, not going to come to much really. The Naga Siren harasses the Witch Doctor a little bit, but the Viper's going to be there to harass just back. And in the mid lane, the Templar Assassin dies to the Lina, who's already hit 6, uses the Laguna Blade. And that's all that needs to happen, is just you get a few right clicks, the refraction comes off. And once the refraction's off, you only got 758 health, and this Laguna Blade, level 1, takes about 650 damage? Oh, 450 damage.
Radiant's
Bounty
middle
Hunter.
tower is under attack.
27 and 9. Compared to the Clockwork, who's 13 and 4. So the Bounty Hunter getting a lot more farm. Already level 6, so it's got that track online. And in the bottom lane, Witch Doctor's going to fall as well by the looks of things after the Viper goes down. Stick charge is used, but then the Lina comes in with the Laguna Blade, bringing down the Night Stalker. Witch Doctor manages to get away, but that's a 2 for 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Drow Ranger dying. Silence was used. But Drow Ranger for a Viper and a Night Stalker, especially when it's night time. And now Clockwork will just come down to this bottom lane. And the Viper heads up to the top lane to harass out this Bounty Hunter. And that Shuriken Top's doing a lot of damage to the Viper. Mid lane, Lina, silenced up by the Night Stalker, being chased by the Templar Assassin. Void will go out, Refraction pops again, and the Templar Assassin going to be able to bring down Lina with the help of the Night Stalker.
Had you but eyes to see it.
Regen rune as well, bottled up by the Templar. So 4 for 2 in kills at the moment. This Night Stalker heading around, roaming a little bit. Clockwork almost level 6, but not quite. Once he hits it, he should be sort of roaming around and trying to get pickoffs and seeing what he can do. Maybe head to this top lane to get a dust pick off on this Bounty Hunter. Mid lane, Light Strike Array, but Refraction's going to stop it. Two seconds left on Refraction. Laguna Blade is online, so this might be something that
Dire's bottom tower
Lina
is
wants
under
to
attack.
pressure. But the Clockwork has hit 6. Standing in the mid lane, looking for a way to get in.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Might come in with a hook shot. There's a Void going off in the mid lane from the Night Stalker. Gets netted by the Naga Siren. Laguna Light Strike Array will stun him up. The Night Stalker will fall, but the Clockwork hook shot in onto the Naga Siren and the shield drop as well. But the Bounty Hunter rotating down. Salve popped by the Clockwork. Meld almost kills it, but the Fiery Slave, Dragon Slave, sorry, will bring down the Clockwork in a 2 for 1 with a double kill for the Lina. So favouring the Radiant team, and Voidstone picked up. So Lina looking for that Yule Scepter. 1,000 gold on the Templar, so
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
and now this is where the Drow Visage comes into play. You've got 8 minutes in, there's nobody in this lane. There's more than half damage done to this tower because the Drow and the Visage can just stand there, hitting the tower. Precision Aura, when you cast it, makes the creeps do a hell of a lot of damage, so you can just push out towers, push the lanes out. And in the mid lane, Templar Assassin dropping really low. With the Bounty Hunter sort of running around, see if he could catch her out, but won't be successful this time. Smoke now. Night Stalker and Witch Doctor. It's not nighttime though.
Dire's
So
middle tower is under attack.
the Night Stalker not level 6 yet, so won't be able to cast his ultimate to give him the extra movement speed, give him the extra damage. And the Visage will pop the smoke, so bit of a waste of a smoke. With the Night Stalker, it's not really something that you want to be doing too often. And in the top lane, somehow, I'm going to say, yeah, was netted. Bounty Hunter gets a track kill, I guess. heads towards the mid lane. Pick up the bounty rune on the way.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Or just securing it for the Lina. TA rushing across. But she's not going to go for the top rune.
Bountiful.
Viper back in this lane. Naga Siren waiting in the trees. But just getting some XP.
Incoming.
Mid lane. Meld saves the Templar Assassin, bringing her so low. Guna Blade wasn't used, there wasn't enough mana to use it, so that's still online for the Lina in this mid lane. And very nearly bringing her down without needing it, so Lina should feel confident that she can pressure this. Viper, dropping low in the top lane, but the Witch Doctor healer is going to heal him up. And now 4 heroes on Russian Mathematic, going to push top. Lina top of the CS chart. Viper doing pretty well as well. And this Templar Assassin about
Dire's
equal with the
bottom
Viper.
tower
So.
is under attack.
But this top lane of the Radiant probably not going to go down, and the bottom lane
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
that's done the drown the visage, that extra damage that you get. Visage still not 6, so not got the familiars out
Dire's
yet,
bottom
but
tower is under
we'll be
attack.
there soon.
Radiant's middle tower
And now the
is
second
under
night,
attack.
so
I am on the mend.
Night Stalker gets scoped out by the bounty hunter, tracked up, so any sort of ganking and I'm going to hide in your trees and then come out of nowhere won't be possible, because the true sight from this track. And once the Naga Siren starts pressuring with these illusions as well. Song was used at some point. I guess about 80 seconds ago. And Naga Siren can just push out the waves. Do this, drag stuff back to the tower, and generally be a pain. But they're gonna go on the Viper. Gets netted off these 2 illusions, but Teevil on the Witch Doctor manages to cast the bounty hunter. So Night Stalker still level 5. The Visage gets these familiars now
Dire's
at
middle
level
tower
6.
is under attack.
Two tracks. The bounty hunter sitting deep in the jungle can just sort of do this, just go up around. Oh, the Visage comes a bit too deep, and the Templar Assassin goes on it. But the Void comes out from the Night Stalker. The stun from the Visage familiars. The Cask will come out though and slowing him down. Will the Templar Assassin be able to get near enough? Yes, she's got the blink, so she's able to get the Meld Strike and the kill on the
Dire's
Visage.
middle tower is under attack.
The Viper going on the Naga Siren as well. Sleeps down, so this could be something that can change. Templar Assassin not got blink because of the
Dire's top
illusions,
tower is under attack.
and they're not going to chase. Visage familiar is sitting close by.
Radiant's
yes,
bottom
mid lane.
tower is under attack.
Like years in the rain.
Clockwork. Witch Doctor went down, and then the Clockwork went down to the Lina.
Illusion.
Bounty Hunter picking up an illusion rune. Heading towards the top lane. Check up on the Viper. Maybe get a track off and just be a general pain harassing him. Sends the illusions in as well, so you know somebody's there, but just a bit of a harass. And then we'll back up. Lina got the Yule Scepter. Got power treads, but the TA blinks forward, the Light Striker misses, and now the supports of Russian Mathematical chase, but You don't want to commit to it when you know that the Visage Familiars are there. Could be any of the support there. But Night Stalker will be able to take out this ward. I don't feel like the Night Stalker's getting enough done during the night times. Some earlier ganks would have been needed. Visage Familiars is stunning up. Oh, hookshot misses. Close hookshot. Dual Scepter onto the Night Stalker. Light Striker right. And there's the ultimate, blows up the Night Stalker. Witch Doctor's ultimate will get cancelled straight away by the Visage Familiars though. And the Luna will eventually fall, so 1-for-1 trade so far. But the Visage, Song of the Siren comes in, and look at all these heroes grouped up. But I'm not sure there's much follow-up. The Drow Ranger coming in though, silence is one, and the chase will be on the Viper. And the net comes out from the Naga Siren, and the Viper will fall. Templar Assassin going deep when it drops really low, no refraction, but manages to meld, but we spot her out. I'm not sure what that was spotted her. Whether there was already no gem out, but... And the Night Stalker goes back in. And the Grave Chill, Soul Assumption damage coming out from the Visage was too strong, and Night Stalker just dies straight away. TP's back in.
Are fortified. Dire's middle tower
3 for nil. The Lena did die at some point. I remember that happening. Doesn't show up on the fight recap, but this tower
Dire's top tower
getting brought
is under
down.
attack.
And this top tower, the Drow Visage as well. The precision aura benefits the Lena. The Lena does a lot of very quick damage anyway. Light Striker Ray, Laguna Blade, and the Witch Doctor will die straight from a TP. Templar Assassin going in. No refraction left, and she's just going to fall. Gets netted by the Naga Siren, and Luna can just turn around and the cogs come out. Sap in the manner of the Luna, but ultimate use from the Viper, but Dual Scepter will remove the debuff. I think. Maybe it didn't. It dodges a lot of the damage though. It's these five-man engagements that Warning have been showing their strengths with the 5-man engagements, and there's not much that the Russian Mathematic can do in answer. I mean, the Night Stalker is not utilising the nighttime as well as I feel he could be. I feel like the first night he should have maybe headed around this way from the bottom lane and wrapped around onto the Lena and got an early kill. When you've got the silence, so you could use that against the Lena. Stop her from doing a lot, and you're set to use Light Striker Ray and the Laguna Blade as well is going to bring the Witch Doctor down again. Here's the Viper and the Templar Assassin will bring down the Luna, won't be able to TP away, and now they turn on the Bounty Hunter, but the Visage Familiar is going to be able to stun up the Viper and the Templar Assassin. Dust popped. I guess that was for the Bounty Hunter if he was still around. These Naga Siren illusions doing their job, being a general pain.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And this Witch Doctor, man, he keeps TPing in and gets Yule Scepted immediately and then goes down straight away. Excuse me for a minute. There we go, my dogs were arguing with somebody outside. But yeah, this Witch Doctor, he's having a rough game. This Lena can basically turn it, Yule Scepter, and then he can't really do a lot. Light Striker Ray, if the ult's up as well, blows him up. He doesn't have time to get his cask off. The support Naga Siren sitting on 2700 gold. Still got the poor man shield. Got the Quelling Blade, so I might go head to the jungle, get some farm. Mechanism picked up by the Viper. Ults the Lena, who Light Striker Rays, I think for the movement speed, but he's going to back away. And nighttime pops in, so But this is an awkward engagement. We've got the Templar Assassin up here. And they might just want to reconvene the Dire team. Moving back a bit. Templar's going to farm up these creeps. And then the 4 heroes of Warning push this tower. And hookshot in straight onto the Lena from the Clockwork, but I don't think the damage is there. The Soul Assumption is going to do a lot of damage to the Visage after the Blade Mail's popped, but Clockwork's going to fall, so is the Drow Ranger at the back. The Templar Assassin doing work, kills the Lena as well. Song of the Siren comes in after a Lena buyback. TP top from the Lena, she's going to come back in. Net goes off. Light Striker hits on the Templar Assassin, but the refraction's up. She blinks in. The dodge from the Naga Siren. Witch Doctor roll, more of a zoning ult. The Naga Siren is really low. Then so is the Viper. The Viper's going to fall. Visage getting a last hit on that, and the Templar Assassin comes back in. Meld Strike onto the Lena, doing a lot of damage, and the Night Stalker will fall to the Lena, but gets the Lena in return. And Visage will fall in the end, as will the Naga Siren. So a 3 for 4 trade with a buyback from the Lena. So all in all, 3 for 5. It doesn't show the buyback, but she bought back when the song went off. And now the TA gonna get chased by the Drow Ranger and the Bounty Hunter, and she's gonna fall. The movement's slow. The attack speed coming out from the Mask of Madness as well.
Such as tomorrow.
Stopping her from getting those 3 seconds that she needs to blink out of the way. So as we saw, the Blade Mail picked up by the Clockwork,
I am concealed.
which almost one-shotted the Visage when he used the Soul Assumption. But really low. Ogre Club picked up by the Viper. Could be going for the Ag Scepter, could be going for the BKB, I'd say. He probably needs the BKB so he can run around during the song. Get some damage done. And Manta Style now for the Drow Ranger as well as this Mask of Madness. Night Stalker, got his own, got a Furze Boots, not a lot else in the Drow Ranger. Just as a warning shot. Yep, I'm here. And Guardian Greaves already picked up by the Bounty Hunter. With that Mystic Staff as well. He's walking around with a gem too, so they can start countering these traps. This Clockwork goes too deep, and the Naga Siren will be able to get the song off on all 5 heroes on the Die team, but it's a weird engagement. Clockwork hookshots in onto the Lena, who yields herself up. The Witch Doctor ultimate now comes out. The Guna Blade was used, but Lena drops. Nobody on the Die team yet to die. Night Stalker running around, chasing the Drow Ranger. Won't be able to bring him down. Uses the Manta Style to disrupt that, and Viper dropping really low. The Viper's going to drop, so is the Templar Assassin and the Night Stalker. So now the Clockwork needs to run, but gets netted up by the Naga Siren Soul Assumption. And he's going to fall as well. The Visage picking up the last hit. Witch Doctor, in a rare turn of events, is the only man standing. So what looked like a brilliant fight for the for the Dire team, turned around really quickly, and now warning, going to be able to get Roshan. Drow Ranger picks up the Aegis of the Immortal. And the Night Stalker beeline straight for the Drow Ranger. I guess she's probably got the lowest armor or the lowest health, so it's the most likely to kill her, but she used the Manta Style, managed to create the illusions, and
middle tower is under attack.
Night Stalker just fell. And the Witch Doctor doesn't want to be there. The Guna Blade, and then the right click from the Bounty Hunter. But the follow up from Russian Mathematic. Viper putting some pressure on. Night Stalker there as well. Clockwork rotates around too. So 4 heroes in the mid lane for the Die team. 3 heroes on the Radiant, but these 2 familiars scoping out the battlefield.
Dire's middle
And here comes the
tower
Drow
has
Ranger
fallen.
from the secret shop. Getting some right-click damage onto the Viper, but will immediately turn onto the Templar Assassin, who pops the Refraction, but Net goes out onto the Night Stalker, and he'll drop straight away. The Met gets popped, but so does the Clockwork, dropping really
Dire's
low.
top tower has
Drow
fallen.
Ranger just chasing after the Viper, and he's going to fall as well by the looks of things. The right-clicks of the Drow Ranger doing a lot of damage. Light Strike Array, but the Refraction's popped by the TA, and this is just prolonging the inevitable, I think. The right-clicks of the Lena again. Naga Siren getting the last hit on the kill, but Templar Assassin drops down on the Yule Scepter onto the Witch Doctor, Laguna Blade, that same old story. Drops the Witch Doctor, and this is mid-rank.
Dire's middle barracks
It's 4 seconds before the Night Stalker's up. They could just move around onto the bottom set. Top lane's pushed in as well, so they could rotate there as well.
Dire's bottom
5
barracks
seconds
are
until
under
the
attack.
and that's GG. GG, well played. Your champions, ladies and gentlemen. Warning on the side of the Radiant. Go 2-0 versus Russian Mathematic. And again, it comes down to, I think the Drow Ranger, the laning stage, is where it really kicked off. I mean, not that Russian Mathematic had a really good laning stage anyway, but the mid matchup against the Templar Assassin, able to pick off the Templar with using the Lena, and the way it was laned. I like the Russian Mathematic, but the aggro try against the tri lane. But at the end of the day, the Drow Ranger Visage, when you get that early push, and especially with the Bounty Hunter who gets the track golds off, the Bounty Hunter was 7-0, so he was getting kills as well. But the track gold just benefits the whole team. I mean, so early on that Manta style came out, the Mask of Madness came out, the power trades, all that, and then they got the Roshan. There's not a lot that they could have done. The Drow Visage, strong combination. And warning, the champions and winners of the prize money, I have been EDV, your caster for this evening. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you around.